Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are gonna be flying the Just Flight BAe 146-200, donning an Airlink livery, and we're flying down from Bram Fisher International to Chief David Sturman International. So we're flying from Bloemfontein down to Port Elizabeth. So we're doing some South Africa ops. And we're flying Airlink, and I think this is the South Africa. They had some code share franchise agreement up until a few years ago. So we're going to be flying using some South African Airways announcements and stuff. But I think they're now their own airline. I do have quite a few liveries for the Airlink one. I think I have the ERJs, even the Avro RJ85. And a funny fact on that: this seems to be an Avro RJ based livery that's been put on this BAe 146-200, which makes no sense because they did have 146-200s without that. But interestingly enough, it still says Avro RJ85. I'm not gonna even. Maybe that was just to keep it similar, I guess. But yeah, so let's see how this flight will go. It's just a while since I flew this plane. It is one of my favorites. I'm hoping to do some other RJ flights after this. Oh, the raining just stopped. I guess that makes sense. Another point is that I did try to do this flight earlier actually with the Kulski MD82. There was some bug in my nav, so unfortunately it didn't work, and I just couldn't bother hand flying it. It's still about 300 nautical miles, quite hard to stay level. So that was a botched recording, unfortunately. I'll need to look into that. But I think it must have something to do with flying in the southern hemisphere. I read something about that potentially being an issue, so I'm gonna do some testing at some point. Heard it was like potentially loading FS09 flight plans instead. But let's see. My heading autopilot didn't work either. It was really weird. Hopefully though it will work now flying the Just Flight BAe 146-200, so hopefully you'll get a nice flight. In terms of why we're flying in South Africa, it is because I have South Africa, Lesotho, Namibia. I have that covered in Matthias for the real scenery, hosted by Simmer's Home. They also have these freeware airports, so this is why I chose specifically Bram Fisher and Port Elizabeth, because I don't really have Johannesburg, Cape Town and those yet, and I do think I want to get them payware. Gaffer Simulation has some good versions, and then FSDG has Cape Town that looks really cool. For Namibia though, I do have everything in freeware, so unfortunately there's not that many airlines though flying there, so we'll have to make do with what we have. And let's get started and not take up more of your time. We're in this beautiful cockpit, so in that sense maybe it's not too bad we're flying this instead of the... Oh, it's raining again. Unfortunately no, I don't know why Just Flight didn't add any rain effects, but yeah, not too bad. But yeah, this is a beautiful cockpit. Ain't nothing to complain about in that regard. I think the Quality Wings one is pretty good as well, but yeah, this one is just a tad bit better. We'll go to pounds. In terms of fuel weight, let's see, we can add 15300, 15300, 0 fuel weight. We can add 70300. There we go. Cross weight 856, which is also our takeoff weight. Interestingly enough, did I put the wrong fuel? I didn't put the block fuel, right? I didn't put the block fuel, that's why. 15800, and then 0 fuel weight should be 70300. There we go. Now we should have it right. We can do cold and dark. Everything else should be loaded, I do hope. that is the case, since I did put the information in here. Pax number 111. Doesn't really align with what we have. We have 70. The problem is, yeah, exactly, if we decrease that, we don't get the right number. So that's just the way it has to be now. And let's see, we can get... Actually, we can't yet because we need to start some things. Now, it was a while since I did fly this. I was hoping to pick it up, but I totally forgot actually about this plane and the ERJ being so heavily featured in South Africa. So I'm gonna fly a bit more down here just to kind of utilize this one. Okay, I'll put on the external power, the nav lights, no smoking, cabin emergency. Anything else? What about the fire tests? Are they up here, right? Ground speed, engine overspeed. Yeah, very nice. So those do work, and that's always nice to see. We can put on beacon as well, so we don't forget to do that. And here we can also arm the flight deck emergency lights. We will need to put on the avionics masters, the yaw dampener masters. We can do the lift spoilers as well, anti-skid. Keep that on auto. I think it's the PTU. No wait, maybe it's the DC pump. Yeah, the DC pump should give us parking brakes capabilities. And let's see. Do we have the air stairs on this one? I know some versions didn't, but this one does look like it should have the air stairs. So my feeling is that it might be the hydraulics. Now I'm just wondering if the pumps are gonna make... Let me just change the viewpoint. Let's start by operating stairs. Okay, luckily we don't need to put down the rest of the stairs. A small benefit, I guess. That's the one, right? That's the way we should do it. I guess we can arm those, right? Don't think we need the PTU one. Sounds awful. There we go. I'm just gonna put them down. In real life we might have used them, might not have used them, right? Oh, side cargo, right? I guess it's because we don't have a cargo door on this one. Forward cargo should be enough. So there we go. Looking very nice. It is actually a beautiful plane, this one. No doubt about it. Let's do our flight setup. Passenger flight. Sync data. Yeah, Aerospatiale. We'll do the Concorde, because why not? We'll do 100 passenger. We can verify route next. Auto announcements. Even though Airlink is no longer when they were still flying this one, I am pretty sure they still used South African. Maybe not for their announcements, right? But in a way, it was still being used. So let's see. We're loading. We can request boarding. Should only be 70 packs, so we are gonna put in 70 packs. We don't need any crew. I'm also gonna do a boarding preparation for the cabin crew.
Cabin crew, prepare for boarding.
then I'm gonna jump out quickly, make sure everything is looking good. We have the flight attendants ready. It's such a cool plane, this one with the 2 engines. Not gonna lie about that. It's weird because I have a feeling I've flown on it, but I can't remember when it would have been. Because they did have some in Finland, right? And now I really wish I could remember, right? We'll start boarding also in the Luke Air tool. As you can see, it's a pretty good freeware. This is like kind of high standard freeware, which Simmons Home usually has. The people aren't the best quality, but they aren't the worst either. I think NMG Simulation also did this version of the airport.
Passenger's bus is coming.
But that one does look a bit different, trying to see how different actually. But yeah, quite a bit different. I would say a bit more detailed. But it's now no longer for sale, so I think you can maybe buy it on their website. Ah, and I hate when it does that. Let me open. But yeah, Simmersholm has some really good airports generally that they do provide. Okay, let's see. Anything else we need to do? Sorry, I was actually starting to googling the NMG, but I think they're still selling some of their airports actually, so you can buy this nice compilation. And so I would suggest, I was thinking of buying it myself, right? Because you get some of these airports, right? Johannesburg, Kinshasa, Lanseria, so it's a pretty good deal. Even Cape Town, right? And it's only about 15 euros. So it might be something to look into if you really want just cheap. It's very basic, but they're supposed to be good. Not any pictures here though, so that was a bit. I would have to look at the old Sim Market one, where it looks pretty good, some of them. But yeah, let me get going. We can put on the galley, I think. What else? I'll put that on because just so we're ready for the APU. Which one do we do when we start? It's these ones, right? We can wait till we have the APU one. Do we have any boarding audio? Doesn't look like we do. Okay, let's see if we can hide this monstrosity. Well, that's fine enough. We'll power these ones up. They are connected though, so not as good. I wonder if you could make them different if you somehow was able to, for example, incorporate the Learjet one, because I think that's the same one, that the Learjet 35. We'll accept, and now I really need to get this right. It was a very long time since I did this. So we can start with actually flight plan. It's gonna be a very simple flight plan. No SIDS, no stars. We're basically looking at flying to Gdol, which we can enter. Then we're doing airway from Gdol. We're doing number 1. And we're doing number 1 down to Egtim. So number 2. Voila. And then our destination is gonna be FAPE. And that's it. Very simple, nothing fancy. In terms of more stuff to do, I guess we can look at departure. We know it's gonna be runway 30, so number 4. And that's it. In terms of menu, in terms of arrival, it's gonna be 26, so number 3. We're doing the ILS one, number 2. And we're not doing any transition. So there should be a discrepancy. But I can't see any. That's odd. That's very odd. I never know. I don't get how that works. But let's wait. Let's do the performance one. I'm trying to think how you did it with this one. We have flight computer separate. Gives us some information. Do we have anything for calculating the takeoff speeds? We don't have it here, right? It's a very basic FMC, unfortunately. Even though it has some nice features like that. Let me try to go back to fuel. I think this might be good. Let me see if I can get this somewhat right. So, and then in terms of cargo, it should be 1144, right? Why are we getting such low numbers? Empty weight 54. Did I put the wrong? Yeah, okay. This might explain it. No, it... Okay, I am basic weight. Maybe that's the issue, right? The basic weight was wrong. So that's 54. 230, 54. 230. Did they close those doors again? I hate when they do that. Don't ask me why they do that all the time. Do we now have it right? So we are at 54, 230 basic weight, 19,000, 34,7. We're getting like crazy numbers. We shouldn't have that much. We should have and that appears much more reasonable. But actually I'm wondering if the problem is that I went with a different zero fuel. Let me change this one so we get this one correct, and then we'll increase the cargo ones. Let's see if this will work. Okay, almost working. Then we need to be up at the zero fuel weight of 70.3. So there we go, 92 passengers, and then we have that. It's crazy how this is not aligning at all. Am I writing the wrong 54, 230? Oh, it's because it's empty weight, right? That's 0 fuel weight. No, but isn't that supposed to be the empty weight, the basic weight? And then you add on top of that. Let me have a look here. Do we have the correct sums on this one? Gross weight 86. So is this one calculating it wrong? And then this one would be 3,600, 700. Almost. Let's try here. 70. But yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting actually. Our empty weight is lower though. That's the issue. It's 48.86. Let me see, that might explain the discrepancy. It's 48, 8, 48, 8. Let me see, 48, 886. That's probably. Then if we have 92 there, we have 3,700 there. We're almost at the right one. Still doesn't line up. God damn. Can't imagine why it doesn't. Does it even say what we have in terms of empty weight without? No, it doesn't. So interesting. I mean, it doesn't really matter. $101. Let's go with that. It's gonna give us the best we can get. It's not perfect, but it will have to do for now. Alternate 7500. So we need a lot for the alternates. For hold 1276. I can actually get this really correct now, I realized. We don't have any extra fuel. 0. Fuel on board. 158. So there we go. Now it's looking somewhat correct, I hope. At least the weights align, right? That's the important part. Fuel options. I don't think exfil works. Performance. So these V1 and stuff. Let's have a look if we're getting them from our flight plan. Sometimes you are fortunate in that regard. So we're taking off from runway 30 with flaps 18, which I think is quite normal. Oh, we're only seeing kind of the maximum takeoff weights. Which aren't too bad, right? I mean, we can use those, but I think I'll need to just quickly find the document for this aircraft, and I know this is taking a bit of time. So let me see, manual. usually they include, like at the end they'll include the performance kind of information. So let's see if they do that. They are including something here. Takeoff, go around settings. But that's for the performance computer, which I don't think gives us any information this time around. I'm gonna check also if I have something saved by myself. In terms of documents. Just Flight 146. No. Manual. God damn. Would have made it a bit easier to find something. Looks like also all the people have boarded now. So we have a slight delay, to be frank. Let's borrow then the maximum ones, because they at least will be aligned. So if we're doing 30, we have the maximum. We're doing kind of full thrust. It should be enough with 129, 129, 134. And of course we can insert the cruising altitude, which will be 288, 28000. So we have that. And anything else? No, this looks correct. This looks good. We have the data. We have the nav data. There's nothing to align in that regard, right? Doesn't look like it, at least. We can put that on, the temperature. I guess it's for the brakes. We can put this on, that on. Put that on. And then the last thing, we just want to check the last thing. And that's the flight plan, right? Because I don't believe we are getting this one correct. But I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna be getting vectors at the end, so who cares? But would have been, of course, interesting to get that information. But yeah, apart from that, we are ready. Nothing else to think of. We have boarded the people. The boarding is clear with the Luke Air tool as well. So I am gonna say boarding complete.
Cabin crew, please close doors. Thank you.
And I want them to close the doors. I also want to start the APU, so we can use that. Last but not least, I wanna... Sorry, I didn't wanna do that. I wanted to open this to check our departure weather. So we have a bit of a lower, but like tiny. It's pretty good weather, just light rain. We're a bit high though, if we're looking at, we're at 4,000 feet. So we'll need a lot of thrust. And actually I just figured out where you get the flaps and takeoff information, right? Not sure if that in kilo does align. It does align, okay, yeah, that's how you get it. It's not far off from what we got, right? A bit of a lower rotation, but yeah, we're talking 1 or 2 knots, not the end of the world in this case. Now we also need to load the flight plan here. It shouldn't be too big of a problem since I already had my trial run with the MD-80. So we can close. This looks fine. We just need to select this one with direct and we'll load the approach. We're doing 28,000, so we need to change that ASAP because otherwise they don't seem to respect it. So load approach, back, close that. We can activate the approach because I want to see it. We'll validate it, we'll file it because it looks correct, and we'll connect to the sim. This is always the waiting period, right? Hoping that nothing crashes or something else goes wrong. So let's wait and see.
Departing runway 30.
That's good. We don't need to know anything else. What we do want to check is the frequency though, because we didn't get any automatic one. And it's supposed to be 12265. I think that's the one, because the clearance ones don't look correct. But let's check. I'm gonna remove this so you don't have to see it. Zoom out a bit. Since it's raining, we're gonna get those black flickering, annoyingly enough. Springbook 4003, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Springbok 4003 is
Springbok.
cleared to Foxtrot Alpha Papa Echo as filed.
No clue why they have that
Expect
call sign.
departure runway 30.
30.
Climb and maintain flight level 120. Expect higher
1,
clearances 2 minutes after departure.
2,
Bloemfontein approach on 124.3. Squawk
0.
4005.
Springbok 4003 is
4005.
cleared to Foxtrot Alpha Papa Echo as filed. Climb and maintain flight level
Oh, we have
120.
to 4,
Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure.
5.
Bloemfontein
We'll put
approach
that
on
on so we have it.
124.3. Squawk
TI
4005.
Springbok
should
4003, read back correct QNH is
Yaw
1012. Let us know when you're ready for pushback.
QNH is 1012 Springbok 4003.
I think that's the APU one, right? And we should have the APU up and about. So we can put on the generator, all of those, and I do think we can put on the APU air. Then the engine anti-ice, and now the big one. Turning off the external one, disconnecting, closing all the doors on this beautiful aircraft, asking for pushback. Springbok 4003 ready for pushback.
Springbok 4003
Springbok,
pushback
that's how I
approved.
need to pronounce it.
Pushback
Goddamn.
approved Springbok
Not doing the best.
4003.
We'll do on the flight director bars. So we have, oh, I don't know which one is which. HSI, nav, I'm gonna guess nav. If we put that on, yeah, it's giving us the correct one, it seems.
5 November Whiskey Water. We may backtrack till Charlie intersection. Confirm intention.
Okay, and we're gonna get that pushback. Let me see if I can find a nice viewpoint. Maybe something a bit higher up. Don't know where he walked in this time. Maybe he went just straight in. It's not the best setup for the GSX. Yeah, there he is. So we have the pushback clearance and everything. So we are basically ready. We'll have to put the start master on. We'll do number 4 first, I think. Actually, it might be easier to start at number 1. We're just gonna make it easy for ourselves, even though I don't think that's the normal way to do it. Anything else? No, it doesn't. does look...
US Mana 1 France 935, stand 3, ready for pushback and start them.
Maybe the seatbelt sign is a good thing to have on. I think these we put on after we have the engine start. We'll do nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear.
Well, it looks like we're clear. We can start at will.
For taxiway Charlie, runway
We are seeing engine number 1. The N2 value is going above 15.
12, dew point 09, QNH 1026.
Come on, engine. Give us that power. Yeah, buddy. There we go. In terms of fuel, this does look to be correct, I hope. We're supposed to be going down. I do wonder if we'll be able to switch this one so it's showing LNAV.
Facing west for taxiway Charlie, runway news 11, Air France 935.
Please set parking brakes.
Yeah, like this one. And now I think it's on the right one. We'll set the parking brakes.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
We have a good start on engine number 1. We'll do number 2. I'm gonna give them the good engine start, just so we get moving.
You can disconnect.
Yeah, please leave us be. Okay, they are leaving. We can... I don't think we have terrain display, but I do think we have...
One for the squawk, report for taxi France 935, we touch.
Map. Yeah, we can have map. That might be nice. Be able to see a bit clearer. Not sure what data we can get on it though, but it should give us some indication. Okay, and that guy is... oh, a bit of lag.
No truck disconnected. Bypass bed removed.
Is it that bad, the weather? The only reason or why I get this low FPS if it's really bad weather. 'Cause I have super low FPS. Okay, let's keep an eye out on that. We'll continue. We'll want to do the third one. And let's keep our eyes peeled on if there is some really bad weather. That's... yeah, we don't want to start engine 4 yet. Anything else we need to do? I don't think so. We can ask for taxi. Springbok 4003, ready to taxi.
Springbok 4003, runway tree 0. Taxi
Yeah.
via Bravo, hold short runways 02, tree 0.
We got the
Runway
clearance.
30, taxi via Bravo, hold short runways 02, tree 0, Springbok 400.
And I realized what we need to do. We need to do our seatbelt on.
Air France 935 clearance at level 300 and to Kinan after departure, runway 11, 6,000 feet on runway heading left turn.
We can start the last engine.
This is for your safety and those around you. Thank you.
And
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we do need everyone seated in their seats with their seatbelts fastened.
so the reason why is because we want to start the safety briefing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. We hope you have a great flight with South African Airways today. Now, nothing is more important to us than your safety.
I guess that wouldn't apply flying South African Airways today, but back in the day it would apply. And now we have that one right.
Correct. Report ready.
We can arm altitude.
Civil aviation regulations require your compliance with the illuminated passenger information sign.
Screen heat selection off.
Instructions from the flight crew. For your
Hmm.
safety and that of your
I think we're on the right takeoff setting.
If you're seated at a
Fine, nothing here to
baggage cannot be stored
say anything about.
must go into an overhead compartment. When opening these compartments, please take care, as some of the items may have shifted. Seatbelt signs are visible throughout the cabin. Whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated,
Think we can shut the master one. That should give us that back. And now I'm trying to figure out, I think
recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight. Seatbelts for infants will be provided by the crew.
I guess we could technically keep the APU.
Electronic devices is restricted during taxi, takeoff, and landing.
Well, let's shut it. I think everything else, I think it's PTU is the only one we... it does look like it's working. Should be fine, in other words. Good. Rudder is also working. Happy days. We need these ones to be on. I think ram air is something I want to keep on, at least on the ground. I do think this is... Okay, if we want to set the... I think the barrow...
Bring the tape around your waist and fasten the clips in front. Only inflate your life jacket when you reach the exit by pulling the toggle sharply downwards. You can re-inflate the life jacket by blowing into the mouthpiece. A whistle is
Okay. Okay, there we go. Wait, let me set that correct. Cabin feet. We're gonna be at 28,000, so we need to get this up. 26, 27, 28. Good, 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 good. We can do the runway exit lights.
6096 startup and pushback approved.
I think that should be taxi lights. Need to remember strobe and all of that. Should be fine. I'll release the parking brake. Okay, let's see. Let's get some speed here into these 4 engines. There we go. We can close the iPad. We'll set the flaps to 18. We don't have any auto brake, so we're not gonna use that. And now we are taxiing.
9471 setup and pushback has been east approved to taxi via Ego Taxiway next. Call it back for the SCOC and confirm level.
I wonder if that's rain effects. I don't think you usually see that smoke around the tires. I'm gonna say takeoff, prepare for takeoff, just so I don't forget.
Springbok 4003 cross runway 02.
Okay, we'll
Cleared
get the
to cross
cross.
runway 02 Springbok 4003.
Doesn't seem to be any other aircraft up and about, but that could be also due to the fact that there is no traffic here, so I'm not gonna react on that. Okay. Anything else we need to remember? Oh yeah, one thing good to know. It's the vertical speed, right? It's a bit different. IAS is a good mode. the vertical speed, if you click that, it's more, you know, you're setting a vertical speed and then you click that. So it's very interesting in that sense. It's not you click that and then you try to pitch up and down or something like that. I've done that though, so you know, it is possible to make that mistake. Also, we have no auto throttle, so that's worth keeping in mind. But, and that's good that I mentioned, we can use this one, and we'll have
Springbok 4003
takeoff
contact
mode.
Bloemfontein Tower on 120.8.
And I'm wondering about the
Tower on
T-ref
120.8 Springbok 4003.
speed or this T-ref in terms of the weather. 'Cause I think that's based on that 17, so it should be a bit higher, right? Something like that. Okay, we can contact tower and get ready for our takeoff. Springbok 4003 ready for takeoff.
Springbok 4003 winds are calm. Runway 30 cleared for takeoff. Squawk 4005 maintain runway heading until above 5,400 feet, then turn left to heading 180 to intercept course.
Didn't know we could do the cabin calls like that.
For takeoff, squawking 4005, maintain runway heading until above 5,400 feet, then left to 180 Springbok 4003.
Okay, cabin is secured according to our lovely flight attendants. The runway looks clear enough. And now we just need to take off. And we have a set value, which I guess is working as some sort of limitation, right? With the throttles. Let's see a bit how it works. We'll try our best. Love flying these old ones. You know, these that are not as new as some of the other ones, but still very good. Okay, I think we're going now. Not sure if it's N. I think it's N value. Maybe we're going a bit above. Let's have a look. Okay, takeoff press set. Airspeed is live. 90 knots. 100. This is gonna be a late one. Are we gonna make it? One can only hope. Okay, Ivan. Rotate. We did it Russian style. We left it late. But it'll be fine, I hope. Look at that. My god. Wait, I just need to go to the normal view. Yeah, Jesus Christ. We left it super late. Did we get the gear ups? We did. I mean, this is lovely though, the effects, right? Just Flight did a really good job with this aircraft. Oh, are we sinking? Let me see if we can pitch up a bit. Wait, we don't want to turn that crazy there, right? We should actually have continued straight before turning. I think they said around 1,000 feet. Can we go to like maximum continuous thrust? Is that gonna help us maybe a bit?
492 airborne, passing 1,500 feet from the heading.
Yeah, luckily we have good visibility. I would have crashed into that otherwise. But I guess the plan would have been to go further forward and then turn, right? That would have been the appropriate way to do it. So, sorry about that, guys. A bit of a rookie mistake.
Contact Bloemfontein approach on 120.1.
I'll try to maintain this
Approach on 120.1 Springbok
speed.
4003.
Okay, let's see.
Approach Springbok 4003, climbing to flight level 120.
Springbok 4003, good morning. Springbok 4003, slow to 250 knots or less.
Wilco Springbok 4003.
And we need to climb quite a bit. We're gonna be getting these higher clearances. I'm already, you can't see it because I'm doing the matter screen, but I'm already giving us the 28,000. Putting that in, the altitude select and arming that. Oh, and we really need to climb. In order to climb, I need to trim this much more. And we don't need to have full thrust.
Springbok 4003 climb and maintain flight level 180.
That's not good for the
Climb and
engines.
maintain flight level 180 Springbok 4003.
180.
Springbok 4003
Still trimming this
flight
bird.
level 240 climb and maintain flight level 240. Contact Johannesburg West Center on 1.
Climb. Let's see.
Climb and maintain flight level
I'm still
240
trimming it.
center on 118.5. Springbok 4003.
Looking very good. Yeah, look at this beauty. I'm giving some
Center Springbok 4003 climbing to flight level 240.
some wing flexing there.
Springbok 4003, good morning.
You can go back to standard. In terms of the altimeter. And we're now getting upon, this is nice to see, we're finally getting on our, oh, we need to climb a bit less actually now. But yeah, we were really pushing it there in our takeoff. Oh, look at this beautiful South Africa, looking really nice. We forgot to do the landing lights, of course, correctly, so we had taxi lights on. That's a bit of a bummer. Let's see if we can maintain. We need more thrust, that's for sure.
902, good afternoon, sir. Maintain 360, report estimate down.
I'm gonna put that in. Can we activate the autopilot? We can.
Estimate Delta Zulu Papa.
We need a lot more thrust though. Yeah, let's do the seatbelt signs. So we're going really slow. And let me see if I can force a much narrower or slider climb. Because I really want that speed to start picking up. Sorry, we don't want to press test. Now it's looking better, the speed is picking up. We have 27 nautical miles to go. We are on... Yeah, it's looking pretty good now, to be honest. We are going down to Port Elizabeth. As we're climbing and have some time over, I'm gonna have a look at the ILS 426. We already know it's 109.5, so we can insert that. In terms of course, we know it's supposed to be 266, so we can put that in. 266. Guess we want to keep that nav 1. No clue what this is for. Maybe it's to kind of, you know, just make sure you actually do secure it. In terms of the landing, well, here we have the VREFs, right? We want to land with 33 flaps, just because it's usually easier. We're now picking up a bit of speed. Nothing crazy though. So yeah, you gotta be a bit cautious with this plane. It has a really nice cabin though, for being P3D. Of course with the same P3D problem, you're kind of going through the objects. But apart from that, I mean, if you're just going out, it's a very beautiful model. I mean, this is one of the later models for P3D, so it's of course very nicely textured, really showcasing what would have been possible with P3D. It's a very nice also the kind of weather we have today, also kind of the best you'll get with the 2D clouds. Just like variety, pretty easy to kind of see the textures. Is there anything we can do to climb a bit faster? Let me see, Avro, BAe 6 cruising altitude. 35,000 is the max ceiling for this one for cruising purposes. Good to know. In terms of our jet, I think it's a B class, something like that. So 4-4. Let me see, 440. Should be our decision altitude, because the runway altitude is 229. I don't think there's any sort of landing altitude you need to insert somewhere. I think we can shut the... I don't know why pack 1 is... Okay, if we shut those... Can we do a circle of the cabin here? Okay, that's how we get both the packs. Good, good, good. We're getting that effect. A bit of wobbliness, which I assume can be blamed on... We've got a climb level minus... Oh, sorry, we have got a climb and maintain flight level 240. God. I was sounding like some sort of anime figure there almost. I think we can climb a bit higher. Not crazy, something like that should be sufficient. If we just push just a tiny bit. As you can see, we can have quite a high TGT value. I guess we should sync them, or wait, let me see, TGT maximum is continuous thrust. Let's do maximum continuous thrust. Let's hope this works. And I'm gonna do some things here. I'll come in and check by from time to time, just make sure we're not crashing or overspeeding. So see you soon.
copy, 5 Hotel November. We have no recording traffic, flight level 105. Report landing 0 nautical miles outbound. Report landing 60 miles outbound, 5 Hotel November. Thank you, sir. Speed 52, maintain 340, contact confirm 1 Speed 52, if you don't have contact for a few moments, try again at Mike Cross, flight level 340. Alpha Echo Kilo, contact United Tower 120. Service frequency, maintain level 340. Maintain level 350. I call you back for an hour.
Springbok 4003, climb and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 Springbok 4003.
Okay, let's see. Not looking too good. We'll adjust the vertical speed. I came back here a couple of times just to try to adjust the thrust. I managed to push it back too much though. So it's a bit of a tough act to balance the... I mean, I have the thrust on maximum right now. But we're still somehow having a bit of drag. Where's the drag? Look at this though, the views. This is the best part about flying in places like South Africa, right? Because it's very beautiful. I'm going to show you actually quickly. Let me just remove that. But look at this mountain change, right? There must be some huge tectonic
Springbok
forces here.
4003, contact
So
Johannesburg
yeah, that's
East Center on
very interesting.
119.9.
Center on 119.9 Springbok 4003.
Okay, let's see, we're soon at 28,000. Speed-wise, it is picking up now.
Center Springbok 4003 climbing to flight level 280.
Springbok 4003.
Sorry about that. But yeah, we are getting up towards our top of descent. Still a bit to go. Could be worse though. Bit conscious about not overspeeding. I'm already gonna throttle down a tiny bit just to make sure we don't go too fast too soon, basically. In terms of weather, it does look okay, mainly cumulus clouds. There's no thunderstorms or such. Well, let's see. I'll be back soon enough again. Just gonna leave it. It seems to be going okay now, but let's see.
Flight level 11, climbing flight of 380. Turkish 609, 6 radar, good afternoon, sir. Identify, climb flight level 380, and reinforce this for Empire boundary. Climb flight of 380, and stand by for the estimate, Turkish 609. Turkish 6096, estimate, position Keenan, boundary 1428. 1428, copy. Report continuous CPDLC. Have a nice flight. CPDLC, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon, Turkish 6096.
Springbok 4003 contact gate down control east on 124.7.
Control on 124.7 Springbok 4003. Control Springbok 4003 level at flight level 280.
Springbok 4003 good morning.
Radar Vector 5 Romeo Alpha Osnaga.
Osnaga radar identified for 6005 reach. Climb level 90 to Ixorin, report Ixorin to Amazon Anticycle.
Climb flight level 90 for Xari or report Xari and Thomasina.
There we go. Now I am ready, even though there's quite a bit to go already, or still quite a bit to go. Let's see. I think we can keep it on this. I'm not sure, but I think you might want to sync or TGT. I don't remember on top of my head. It's fine, should be fine to be at MCT though, but it might be something to take into mind if you're looking through the manual. And my way of doing things might not always be the right way of doing things.
Radar Japan 852, good afternoon again, out of flight level 86, landing flight level 340. Taking 1 Echo.
Identified climb 340, ticket 1 Echo departure, then flight plan 340.
Continue climb flight level 340, taking 1 Echo, flight plan route, Japan 852.
Let's see. We are close to overspeeding though. Even though I have throttled back quite a bit. You notice with this one it will start kind of jumping a bit once you're close to overspeeding. So at least it gives you a heads up. Let's make sure we don't drop off too much in speed now though. Let me just see.
Estimate barrel 1123, Japan 852.
Let's see. Are we still close to overspeeding, or why am I noticing a slight kind of wobble? Could be turbulence, right? Not impossible. But we're getting out of the weather, so that's good. And we have nothing on our weather radar. I wonder if that's connected to active sky, like some of these other ones. Oh, this is a really nice viewpoint. It's a beautiful country. Actually, I don't know if I said that earlier, but my wife used to live in Johannesburg back in the day, so I do have a personal connection to the state of South Africa, even though it's not my personal connection in that sense.
Climbing flight level 150 to Xari,
flying beautifully, this one. Let's see if we have any other traffic. Nothing. God damn.
Radar Charlie 530, good afternoon, smoking 5220. Charlie 530, good afternoon. This is West Handover 180. Cloud to flight level 190, estimated TMP on the reason 955 and
Well, it might be just that there are no planes around me, right? But AIG does happen from time to time. I wonder what destinations they have Airlink nowadays. They are flying from Bramfisher, and they are flying from... They do fly to East London, Durban. But do they fly to Port Elizabeth? Doesn't look like it. Very interesting. Oh no, they do seem to fly to Port Elizabeth. What was this? That's another name? Kebera? Okay. Interesting.
Continue down to 8,000 feet on 1023, final contact.
Springbok 4003 expect vectors to the Zulu approach to runway 26 at Chief
We're
Dodge
soon at
International
our
Airport.
top of descent.
Expect vectors to the ILS Zulu approach to runway 26 Springbok 4003.
Mm.
Mako 101, report passing. Passing Exargo next, Sierra Mako 101.
Okay, soon at top of descent. Talking about 10 nautical miles. We have everything kind of prepared for our landing, right? Look at the beauty of South Africa though here. It'll be fun to do some bush flying. Not sure if that's a thing here. Or maybe there's not that much bush, just kind of savanna, but I guess that could... sorry, I was hitting my mic there, but yeah, maybe that could be something. I do have quite a bit. I'm gonna show you the airports I got from the Simmers Home download. So quite a bit here. I don't think I have Botswana for the real. Pretty bad, but quite a bit smaller ones. A lot of here ones around Bloemfontein, and yeah, some along the coast. None of the big ones though. So I did Durban, Johannesburg. Anything here in the middle would be nice to have some options, and then Cape Town I need, and would want to have some here in Northwest. Namibia I have a lot, right? Windhoek, Walvis Bay, the most important ones. And a lot of these smaller ones. Okay, we're expecting vectors to the Sula approach. I'm just gonna take a quick look at our approach. Okay, so it's gonna be a while. We should be descending to 2,450. Let me see if this one has what's its suggestion for egg tim. Probably lower than that. It's saying 16,100. So we'll try to do 16,100 in that case.
Radar 5 off tender. Requesting not standard 060 just to
16,100, we'll arm that. We don't have the altitude hold. We can pull back on the throttles. I'll just trim it a bit down, if that should get us going. Let's do 1,200. 1,500 should be a better amount. Let's see if we can get to that. There we go. Let's throttle back even more. And there we go. So now we are descending. Looks like we're gonna have pretty clear weather, so that's nice to see. We have about 100 nautical miles to go.
4003 climb and maintain flight
Oh,
level 280.
we were not.
Climb and maintain flight level 280
God damn it.
Springbok 4003.
I really hope that they were,
Approaching 60 miles, contact formation 128.19, report contact established.
or to be honest, I'm not sure how it works. Okay, let's do it. We wanna do LNAV, and then we wanna climb. So I'm gonna force it up again. Let's see how we can do that. We can keep this. Yeah, I'm still learning this new pilot to ADC. Usually you would get that at the descent point. You will get descent clearance. Oh, and now we got it. God damn
Descend
it.
and maintain flight
Me
level
not following
220 Springbok 4003.
the rules, to be frank. We can do pitch down, and let's see how much. Okay, and we are descending again. Try number 2. Should be fine though. But yeah, I'm learning this pilot to see. I don't know why. Sometimes I just figure that we have gotten the descent clearance past the top of the descent, which is not always the case. I basically shouldn't be watching the pilot to ADC. I should just leave it as is.
Turkish 6122 report estimate for Cadno.
Estimate 1653 Turkish 6122.
Cadno 1652 copy.
Okay, let's see. We are descending, but we need a bit more thrust. Because we're gonna be going so slow, we're never gonna make it to our destination. I'm gonna go around 250 knots, a bit above, I would say.
Radar 321, checking Balvi. One contact tower 120.11. Bye bye, contact Univator 120.1.
Are we now increasing in speed? It looks like we're increasing a tiny bit, but not that much. We're not descending that fast either, to be frank. I wanna be descending actually a bit faster, if you ask me. Gonna trim down, and let's see if we can get around 1,800. That should do. Maybe even more, actually, to be frank. We can do 2,200 maybe, like that.
Springbok 4003 descend and maintain flight level 160.
Descend and maintain flight level 160 Springbok 4003.
160, we'll arm that. Continue our descent. Still looking good. Beautiful weather out here. Flying an awesome plane as well.
Alpha Quebec Roger, report in 10 minutes.
We report after 10 minutes, Alpha Quebec.
Due to traffic, continue turning right, heading 310. Due to traffic, just abort.
Copy the traffic, we turn in right.
Still descending. We have about 21 nautical miles until we are at, which one is it? Egg team, and then I guess we have FAPE if we continue following that, but I'm hoping we'll get the approach clearance actually. But let's see. Or at the approach and the vectoring. And now we're going way too fast. We are always close to overspeeding. Look at that. I need to pay more attention. Luckily, we haven't oversped crazily. I guess we did a bit in the beginning, to be honest.
D2716, contact radar 1257.
Radar 1257.
Okay, let's see. Well, we have been able to slow down a bit. Not near as much as I would want.
Descend and maintain flight level 100.
Descend and maintain flight level 100 Springbok 4003.
Air supply. Just we need the ram air. Is that the?
It's rated 11445 off takeoff.
I need to understand how this one works. The bleed. The system on this one. I'm having real trouble understanding it, right? Or maybe only need one pack, but yeah, I should have a look. Let me put on the landing lights. Only reason I'm doing it already is just to make sure I'm on the ball this time. I'll put the seatbelt sign as well. Let's see, air supply. Something's going on. We have that open. Push inhibition stall, don't okay. Might not wanna inhibit those. Look at this. And then we have the coast. But this is what I'm talking about, showing the God, I thought something was opening, but it's the message, right? What do we know about FAPE? We know that it's 1012 2987. Pretty good weather generally, nothing to worry about in that regard. And we have not yet gotten any sort of approach, clearance or similar. We just know where we can descend. In terms of transition altitude, it's 5,500 for some reason. Why make it so difficult? I'm never gonna understand. Why not just have 5,000 everywhere, or the same as in the US with 18,000? But oh well. Oh well. Okay, now that message stopped and I realized we forgot to have the strobes on. The mistakes you make. You can really see kind of the inspiration of the South African Airways with this tail. I mean, it's Airlink, but it's, well, basically I would have thought it's South African Airways. I was actually under the impression that Airlink was a part of South African Airways until I decided to do this, and I checked it up and I was like, okay, they used to be kind of a part of it, but now they're not.
Springbok 4003 QNH is 101 when descend and maintain 4,300 feet.
QNH is 1011 descend and maintain 4,300 feet. Springbok 4003.
Okay, get 4,000 feet. 4,300.
Springbok 4003 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
Wilco Springbok
We can arm that.
4003.
Now let me see, we don't want to descend too quickly. We do want to descend, of course, but a bit carefully. 1,200 should be enough. Since I have, I'm sorry for coughing, since I haven't really flown here before, I do want to take in the views as well with the beautiful photoreal. Looks really good, of course. It's not bad at all.
Estimating 600530 Santa Tanana 0555.
We still haven't gotten anything in relation to the final, and talking about that, I do. God dang, where is the heading? Select on this there. There we go. Okay. Let's put that as our heading. Let's use that. We can change that so that we are on VOR and ILS instead. We have heading selected, which is good. Let's see, looking good. Maybe we're descending a tad bit slow. I would have appreciated some vectoring.
Springbok 4003
Finally.
turned left to heading 185
Finally.
vectors to Deals approach for runway 6
One.
at Chief Deutsturm International Airport, descend and maintain 2500 feet, contact Chief Deutsturm approach on 120.4.
Now
Turn
we're
left
at
to heading 185 vectors to the
185.
ILS approach for runway 26, descend and maintain 2,500 feet, approach on 120.4 Springbok 4003.
Okay, this is looking good now, guys. I need to stop being. I mean, this pilot is much
Approach Springbok
better than the
4003,
version 2
descending
one,
to 2,500 feet.
but I'm still
Springbok
always a bit scared.
4003, good afternoon.
But it's looking
Springbok
good now.
4003, turn left to heading 180.
180. Okay.
Heading 180 Springbok 4003.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to hide pilot to ADC, but let's see. Oh, sorry about that. Speed still looking okay.
November Whiskey, clear to land runway 11, 120 degrees, 14 knots.
Clear to land November.
Springbok 4003, maintain heading 185.
185 it is. It does look like there is some rain. We do have windshield wipers non-functioning in the sense that there's no rain to actually clean, but we can put those on just to make sure. And look at these kind of smoke effects. She's a beauty. Very nice, this photo reel, and this looks amazing, right? I'll tell you, pilots who are flying in South Africa must be pretty nice views. Similar to flying Hawaii. Okay, have we gotten anything else? We gotta be prepared for a right turn. I am a bit worried because we haven't gotten anything on our display here. So I'm gonna do something I don't do often. 19. Yeah, that's why I do that. So the LS46 is different here. It's 19950. I need to really update the nav data, I just haven't done it yet. And 266, there we go, now we have it in sight. We'll have to increase just a slight bit the thrust, as we are gonna be going on altitude hold. I'm gonna close the tab on our top. What's the limitations on don't they usually have some sort of text about don't fly above this with this flap setting? Now we have the VREF. Okay, let's add some more thrust. Let's be prepared.
Springbok 4003, you are 14 nautical miles northeast of the airport. Fly heading 235 to intercept final. Descend and maintain 2,300 feet cleared for ILS Zulu approach to runway 26.
235.
Contact Chief Deutsturm Tower on 1.1.
Let's wait until we
Flight
start
heading
getting that closer.
235 descend and maintain 2,300 feet cleared for ILS Zulu
Okay.
approach to runway 26.
That's
Tower on
interesting.
118.1 Springbok 4003.
2,300. Let's get descending.
Tower Springbok
Continue paying attention
4003
here.
inbound for ILS approach runway 26.
You wanna do
Springbok 4003
I think
good
it's
afternoon.
VL.
Continue ILS to runway 26 call
No,
when
GSL.
established on final.
Continue
think it's
ILS
GSL.
runway 26 will call when established on final Springbok 4003.
I think we're doing okay speed-wise. We're not using any flaps just yet. Now let's continue paying attention. I'll add a bit more thrust on all 4 engines.
5 Alpha Delta Charlie Tower, runway 11, clear to land, wind 120 degrees, 12 knots.
Clear to land 11, Roger, Delta.
Can't be too much before we start seeing this one move. And we are doing that as we speak. Is it GSL? No, it's VL, right? God, or maybe that's the glide slope, and VL will be the localizer function, something like that. Okay, let's see. Once we start seeing the glide slope coming down, we'll go flaps 18. I'm gonna raise the volume a bit. We can see the runway there in the distance. We'll drop the landing gears already, just to slow down a bit so I can get the thrust on a good setting. Which is probably a bit. And let's see, are we following the glide slope and the localizer now? Yes, it does look that way. How does it look from the outside? Seeing some vortexes. It's looking pretty good. We need to raise again. We're falling below. Gonna actually raise quite a bit with the thrust. Let's see if we can maintain a bit more. I'm also gonna take manual control, but not switch anything just yet. Let's see, let's get back on the glide slope. Gonna go to flaps 24. Increase a bit again. I'm going flaps full. We need to put on the runway exit lights, right? Anything else? No. I think we should be fine. I'm gonna slow down a bit.
4003 winds are calm. Cleared to land runway 26.
Oh, we got landing clearance, that's nice.
Clear to land runway 26 Springbok 4003.
Okay, we can land with like 120 nautical miles. Sorry, 120 knots. Nautical miles, that's a measuring distance, not a speed unit. Yeah, let's see. We are quite a bit high on the approach. 500. Continue. Still think we're looking fine. Okay, let's see. I don't know where the wind is from, but I feel like we have a bit. 100.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh. Come on. There we go.
Springbok 4003 exit runway when able. Report clear of active.
Do we have any thrust reversers on this one? Maybe not. Maybe it's not needed, we can add the speed brakes. That should break it, or break for us pretty quickly. Not the best landing rate, but pretty good actually. It was quite a firm landing, 258. And to make sure that you believe me, I'll show you 258 landing rate, since I don't have it showing automatically. Okay, well, that was nice, very nice. This is a fun aircraft to fly, there's no doubt about it. I look forward to seeing that landing though. I want to make sure we didn't nosedive. That's the only thing I'm a bit worried about. Otherwise it felt good. But let's see. Let's see. Let's start the APU.
325 Foxtrot, established ILS runway 01, continue approach.
Starting the APU. And we are now maybe a bit too quickly taxiing. Springbok 4003, ready to taxi.
Springbok 4003 contact AO ground on 122.65 for taxi clearance.
Ground
Taxi
on
clearance.
122.65 for taxi.
That was a
Springbok
fancy way of
4003.
saying that. I think we can do, let me see, like that, right? Springbok 4003, ready to taxi.
Springbok 4003 taxi to gate Alpha 12 via taxiway Alpha.
Taxi to gate Alpha 12 via taxiway Alpha. Springbok 4003.
I should really try to do this more according to procedures, but I'm just, you know, the flights are so long in terms of your time you're spending on it. And then you just basically want to wrap it up, want to watch the replay and those kind of stuffs, right? So in a way, you know, even though you're doing a simulation, it's also still a game.
Thank you, good day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll taxi and park over here. Or is it the next one we wanna, let me check. We don't seem to have any aircrafts here, which I find interesting. But we do have different, I guess, parking areas. Let's see if this is the one. Oh. Yeah, maybe not. We can change facility to another one. We need to have a look at that. The GSX profiles don't seem to be correct, or maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's supposed to be that other way. But how do you taxi in then? I don't know. I'm just gonna taxi in and stop here. Port Elizabeth International, that will. This will do. Yeah, looking good, or good enough. We can shut all of these engines. I'm gonna close PackSim or delete air tool. I'm gonna close pilot to ADC. And we're gonna do the replay. We can maybe do a bit further back. Not crazy further back, but like a couple of seconds. Just to see the approach a bit. Doesn't seem like we can see the flaps and stuff, so that's a bit sucky. It could be worse. Okay, so the approach was fine. We were maybe a bit high, which I felt kind of at the end. We could have been a bit lower with this one, because we can do quite a slow approach. We're pretty good in terms of profile actually. We were much higher with the nose than I thought. I was more scared. I know we had to kind of... Oh, and that's the first one. Pretty smooth. And then a pretty okay we were flaring a bit too much. That was my kind of first impression of that. But other than that, it was pretty good. Oh, look at that, we did have the flaps. Can we see the speed brakes when they are? Yeah, look at that. At least this one we can see, not the ones on top. Yeah, this one is, this must create a lot of drag. Quite an interesting solution. I wonder why more aircraft don't have that, but I guess it's a maintenance thing, right? Then you have to make sure it's working, etc, etc. But yeah, here we go. Landing with this beautiful BAe 146-200. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping to do more flights with the BAe and the Avro from Quality Wings, but let's see when I'll have time to do that, specifically here in South Africa and Namibia maybe even as well. It's a fun aircraft to fly. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, until next time, bye bye.